Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Twoffest, if you haven't known that already. Today we're going to be doing some Stepford County Railway. As you probably tell, you don't hear any sounds. Well, if you were in the game, of course, you know there'd be menu music. If you ever played the game before, you know there's menu music. And I'm not playing copyrighted stuff. Anyways, Class 444, Route 36, Willowfield to Llyn by the Sea. We're going to start at Willowfield, we're going to head up to Llyn. Let's get started. Obviously, we start as a 3-number train, as I stated before. There are some connect routes that are a 9-head code, and we're gonna see when we turn around. This will be one of them. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. And if you're not, well, let's hope I can make that better. Just enjoy the video. Enjoy me trying to drive again. Eventually there will be dispatching and guard videos, but I want to get some driving stuff done first. Ooh, let me move myself over just a little bit. There we go. Me trying to adjust myself in real life. We're on Willowfield Platform 1. I do like the cursive on there. I didn't even notice that until I just looked at it. Next leg. As you see down here, 9L65. This is the... I'm a bad
Stepford Connect, service to Llyn by the Sea.
I forgot to turn the sound on again.
Beechley, Stepford Central, Stepford East, St Helens Bridge, Bodin, Coxly, Benton, Hampton Hargate, Wharton Newton, Leighton Stepford Road, Leighton City, Edgemead, Westercoast, Millcastle, Westwyvern, Northshore, and Llyn by the Sea. This train is formed of 5 coaches.
Yep, we got a long route ahead of us today. So this video will probably be about maybe 15 minutes.
Welcome on board this Stepford
Connect
service to
It's expected
Llyn by
for
the
a
Sea.
route like this. It'll probably take about 15 minutes to an hour, depending on
Beechley,
how bad traffic is.
Stepford Central, Stepford
I do like
East,
the route though.
St
It's
Helens
one of my favorite routes.
Bodin,
It keeps you,
Coxly,
especially
Benton,
if you want to
Hampton
drive a lot.
Hargate,
If you're
Newton,
willing, if
Leighton Stepford Road,
you're good on points
Leighton
and you're
City,
willing
Edgemead,
to, and you don't really
Westercoast,
care about how long the drive is,
Westwyvern, Northshore,
I'd say if you have the class 444 and Route 36, do it. I mean, I think you can do Willow to Llyn in any train. I can't remember, but I personally like using the 444 for this journey. The 444 is one of my personal favorites to drive. I don't know. I just like the train. I also like the 377 too, as well. I think it's a 377, 387. I think it's a 387 for Airlink. I'll have to look at that. But I know it's a 377 on Connect. About 1.5 miles to, or excuse me, 1.33 miles to our stop. There will be a 45 speed reduction here soon. Just waiting for it. It's close to, the 45 is, I think, just before Beechley. I just gotta keep an eye on the gantries, because it'll most likely be there. Let's drop the speed. We're about half a mile out. I didn't think that'd break that quickly. I didn't even think that'd break that quickly. surprise. Alright, let's go ahead and
Will
drop it because
shortly
it's
be arriving at
we're shortly arriving and it's
Beechley.
going to be a 45.
Change here for
Well,
services
we have
to
a yellow and a double yellow
Stepford
coming up.
Victoria. Please mind the gap between
Or
the
a
train
double
and
yellow
the
and
platform.
then a single yellow going into the triangle. And if you don't know what I'm talking about via the triangle, I will show you here in a moment. I just need, let me stop the platform first. The notorious Stepford triangle. Ooh, nice. The notorious triangle right here, connecting City Hospital, Beechley, Financial Quarter.
This train is for
This thing right
Llyn by
here
the
that
sea.
connects Willowfield and Stepford
The
Victoria to
next
Stepford
station
Central.
is Stepford Central.
The notorious triangle where a depot is there, and then you have a bunch of people coming from Stepford Victoria, because that's one of the starter routes. And it's a bunch of traffic. Oh yeah. I always feel a sigh of relief as soon as I get through this part.
Welcome on board.
This part right up here.
Service to Llyn by the sea. The next station is Stepford Central.
Either I hit the AWS at the perfect moment, or I'm so glad I beat that train. I'm not trying to get stopped here unless it's right up at the next platform. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Yeah, this is what I mean. This triangle is the best spot on the map. If he's going to Victoria, he's going to Victoria. Spamming the train horn. That's whatever. Yeah, no, I don't stop here. It's not gonna get any better. We're tailing another train.
We will
This is
shortly be
lovely.
arriving at Stepford Central. Change here for services to Stepford Airport Central, Stepford UFC, and Whitefield. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. Hmm. Uh, you know what? I'm thinking of putting some background music on, some the NCS stuff, like I have in my intro. But there's just more songs to it. Not sure though, but it'll whatchamacallit, it will definitely fill some of the gaps of silence. I feel like. I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
Bodin, Coxly, Benton, Hampton Hargate,
Oh yeah, we don't stop at Benton Bridge either.
Leighton, Stepford Road, Leighton City, Edgemead, Westercoast, Millcastle, Westwyvern, Northshore, and Llyn by the sea. This train is formed of
That
5
says,
coaches.
Stepford Central.
No.
This
that?
train
The train now approaching platform 6 terminates here.
Stepford
What's
East.
that? What? Yeah, it's a 7:30.
This is Stepford
That's a
Central.
7:30. Okay, cool.
This train terminates here.
But yeah, I was thinking about putting some background music, some of the no copyright sound stuff on.
Welcome on board this Stepford Llyn by the Sea.
I was thinking about
we
doing
will be
that.
calling at Stepford East, St Helens Bridge, Bodin, Coxly, Benton, Hampton
I
Hargate,
hope this
Newton,
these sound levels are better.
Leighton Stepford Road, Leighton City, Edgemead, Westercoast, Millcastle, Westwyvern, Northshore, and Llyn by the Sea. The next station is Stepford East.
It's gonna hold at this speed right now. There's someone on the platform.
Shortly be arriving at Stepford East. Change here for services
Let's
to
get up to speed just a little bit.
Please mind the gap between the train and the
But
platform.
with the signal being at the end of the platform, it's gonna take a little while. Well, with us tailing a train, it's gonna take a while.
Millcastle, Westwyvern, Northshore, and Llyn by the Sea. This train is formed of 5 coaches. Platform 4 for the 22, 26.
This is
Stepford
Stepford
Connect.
East.
Service to Stepford Victoria.
This
Call
Llyn by the
Stepford
Sea.
Central. City
The
Hospital.
next station
Financial
is
Quarter.
St Helens Bridge.
And Stepford Victoria. This train is formed of 4 coaches. Platform 1 for the 22, 27. Stepford Connect. Service to Llyn by the Sea. Calling at
This
St
is
Helens Bridge,
Stepford
Angel
East.
Pass, Bodin,
This train
Coxly.
No, we were.
Stepford Connect services to Llyn by the Sea.
That's the thing, is like, they're coming in the stop, but we're leaving the stop. But I was trying to make sure I didn't get spatted by them, because if they decide to overshoot the damn platform. That's the thing, is like, people overshooting platforms is not uncommon in this game. But it really depends on the driver as well. Let's back her down all the way down to 45 because we are in traffic again.
We will shortly be arriving at St Helens Bridge. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Traffic on the Stepford Connect main line. There are some days where it'll go extremely well for me and I have a clear track. But there are some days where I am in traffic. Today's one of those days where I'm in traffic. There's your limit, your updated limit there. Trigger the AWS. Or hit the AWS button, which is just Q on the keyboard. You could either click down here or press Q on the keyboard.
Service to Llyn by the Sea.
They do the same thing.
Calling at Bodin, Coxly, Benton, Hampton Hargate,
We'll go
Water
15.
Newton, Leighton, Stepford Road, Leighton City, Edgemead, Westercoast,
And
Millcastle,
stop.
Westwyvern,
Cool.
Northshore, and Llyn by the Sea.
This
Bodin.
is
This train
St
is formed
Helens
B
of
is
Bridge.
to
5
Bodin, M is to
coaches.
This train
Morganstown.
is for Llyn by the Sea.
So say, for example,
The
if we were
next
heading towards
station
Morganstown,
is
we were going
Bodin.
out this way.
2229, Stepford Connect, service to
Connect doesn't go
Willowfield.
past on Morganstown, because
Calling
at that
out
rate, you're going on the
Stepford
express
East,
lines.
Stepford Central,
And you're going to be blocking up
Beechley,
express and Airlink and whatnot.
Willowfield. This train is formed of 6 coaches.
If express and Airlink,
Welcome on
well,
board
Waterline
this Stepford
also
Connect
connects,
service to
not connects,
Llyn by
terminates
the
at
Sea.
Morganstown.
The next station is Bodin.
Waterline terminates at Waterline Oh, I cannot speak. Waterline terminates at Morganstown and Connect terminates at Morganstown. Airlink and Express continue on. Airlink connects via Morganstown to head up to the airport, and Express has a route through Morganstown or Llyn from Stepford Connect to Llyn Superfast goes also through Morganstown. I cannot speak, sadly. I was at Central Platform 10 like 5 minutes, 10 minutes ago now. I don't know. I will put timestamps again, as always, for which stations I'm stopped at. That's pretty close.
We will shortly be arriving at Bodin. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Yeah. I will put timestamps again at all the stations. Basically, as I approach the platform of the stations, I'll put timestamps down again as I have before. So you could skip through. I'll put one after the intro, of course. But then you can skip through and to any of the stations you want to see. But if you just want to watch the entire video, go ahead.
Hampton Hargate, Wharton Newton, Leighton, Stepford Road, Leighton City, Edgemead, Westercoast,
3,
Millcastle,
2,
Westwyvern, Northshore, and Llyn by the Sea.
1.
This train is formed of 5 coaches. Attention, please. The
This train is for Llyn by the Sea. The next station is
has been
Coxly.
cancelled. This is due to a member of the train crew being unavailable. Your attention, please. The 22.
The Connect behind me
Stepford Connect. Service to Stepford Victoria.
for Llyn. The Connect behind me for Llyn actually has more stops than I do. They are doing Central to Llyn, which has more stops on its own.
Stepford Connect service to Llyn by the Sea. The next station is Coxly.
There's traffic on the main line. Yeah, if we did express, we wouldn't have this mess, but, you know. I wanted to start at Willowfield. And you can't stop me. I wanted to start at Willowfield. So, yeah. Which platform am I going on? 1 or 2?
We will shortly be arriving at Coxly. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Platform 1.
Calling at Benton, Hampton Hargate, Wharton Newton, Leighton Stepford Road, Leighton City, Edgemead, Westercoast, Millcastle, Westwyvern, Northshore, and Llyn by the Sea. This train is formed
I know,
of 5
but
coaches.
this is the problem. This signal's right
This
here.
is
You have this
Coxly.
connection here. This thing
train
right
is
here.
formed-
I'm not gonna release it yet. No. Because once I release it, that's gonna get knocked down. Bro, I just spatted. I can't drive. I'm kidding. But yeah, I wouldn't agree with putting 5-car trains on platform 1. I'd put 5-car trains on 2,
Welcome
and
on
if
board
it's
this Stepford
if
Connect
one's not
service
available
to
for
Llyn
4,
by the Sea.
send
The next
send the
station
4-car trains
is
to 1.
Benton.
That'd make a bit more sense instead of trying to risk, even though it's not going to happen. That would make a bit more sense than trying to risk putting one of the carriages of the 5-car train off the platform effectively. Two guards in the session. That's not bad. That's about average, to be honest with you. There's no point in speeding it up to 100. It's dropped into 45 and 3, 2, 1. There's no point in speeding up. It's going to drop even further to 30. I should probably slow my train down. Coming in on platform 5. I bet you the train in front of me is stopping at Benton Bridge. So it's going to be even more of a hold up.
Services to Connolly, Esterfield, Farley, Greenslade, Morganstown, Newry, Port Benton, and Airport Terminal 2. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Platform 7 for the 22:35 Stepford Connect service to Llyn by the Sea. Calling at Benton Bridge, Hampton Hargate, Wharton Newton, Rocket Parade, Leighton Stepford Road, Leighton City, Edgemead, Faymere, Westercoast, Millcastle, Westwyvern, Starry Lock, Northshore, and Llyn by the Sea. This train is formed of 5 coaches.
Llyn by the Sea. The next station
Platform
is
12
Hampton
for
Hargate.
the 22:38 Stepford Connect service to Stepford Central. Calling at Coxly, Bodin, Angel Pass, St Helens Bridge, Stepford East,
There's
and
the next train.
Stepford Central. This train is formed of 5
Bro,
coaches.
it is busy on the main line. There's your next train. There's that
Platform
7:30
4
that I
for
talked
the
about last time,
22,
or talked about earlier when we
37
were leaving.
Stepford Express
Central.
service to
Welcome on board this Stepford Connect
Benton is
service
always
to
busy.
Llyn by the Sea.
But
We
I
will
hate
be
it
calling at
how
Hampton Hargate, Wharton Newton, Leighton Stepford Road,
you're always going to be in
Leighton
traffic
City,
unless there's a dispatcher.
Edgemead,
Really.
Westercoast,
A signaler or dispatcher.
Millcastle, Westwyvern, Northshore, and Llyn by the Sea. The next station
Because they
is
can more or less control
Hampton Hargate.
who leaves the station when, effectively. That's a bug. Yeah, that's a bug. There's been way too many bugs in this game. But I still play it just because it takes my mind away from a lot of things right now. So it's it is a nice thing to have your mind go away at. It's a nice thing to let your mind rest at times. It is pretty nice. So that way my mind can just be at rest.
Please stand back from the platform edge.
Yeah, it's a nice thing that my brain can be at rest at times. This game is one of the games that takes my, it rests my brain. It is nice.
Will shortly be arriving at Hampton Hargate. Please mind the gap between
It
the
is
train and the
definitely nice
platform.
that this game can take some stress off, out of the world. That's one of the things I like about video games, is that you can deal with your anger, stress, or whatnot, or you still even have a good day and just get on because you want to play.
Westwyvern, Northshore, and Llyn by the sea. This train is formed of 5 coaches.
This is Hampton Hargate. This train is for Llyn by the sea. The
Yeah.
next station is Water
The
Newton.
game can take some mind away, or some stress away. There's an airline train dropped in Newry. Oh my god. You just drive it there.
Welcome on
Oh
board
my
this
god.
Stepford Connect service to Llyn by the sea.
I don't know.
The next station is Water Newton.
Water Newton. We're about halfway through our stations in terms of the route. Ooh, watch the speeds. Back her right on down because apparently there's something going on. Alright, let's drive it at 45 at the minute until we see it, because this one has to be a bit further up because this is the express line. So they have they have to take more time to slow down because they're going to be cruising at 125 in line speed. Here's the speed restriction right here. Yeah, a lot of people just speed through it because they don't want to bother with the hassle. Well, I mean, in real life, you speed through this, it could collapse the bridge. Depending on how the boat hit the bridge. As soon as we hit that 65, we'll jump it right back up. I thought something may happen along the line. That's why I was more or less um, and the train ahead of me probably just sped through that. In a private server, yes, I would. Because in a private server, it's a lot less restrictions, especially when you have all the rules unlocked. You can actually have some interesting things. You can have some interesting role plays in private servers.
Stepford Connect service to Leighton City has been cancelled.
Sorry. Something behind my headset. No. It's jumping up to 85. It's gonna go right back down to 65 again. Watch. If you already know me when I took this in the last video, you know this section of track goes from 100 back down to 65 with no warning in both directions. Why would you make it 100 in the first place? Okay.
We will shortly be arriving at.
Both me actually
Please mind the gap
go on the speed
between the train
restriction,
and the
unlike some other
platform.
people. We do have a good amount of clear track ahead of us now, though. And if you type in the comments, oh, you could just speed through it. No. Because then you'll have some people saying, oh, well, why'd you speed through that? That's a speed restriction.
Your attention, please.
And it's just like...
The 2241 Stepford
I'm
Connect
one person.
service to
I'm
Llyn
just
by the
following
Sea has
the
been
letter of the law.
cancelled. This
train
is due
for
to a
Llyn
member
by
of the
the
train
Sea.
crew being
I'm just
The
following
unavailable.
the
next
letter of the
station
law.
is Leighton Stepford Road.
Which, in terms of train driving, goes. And in terms of everything, the letter of the law goes. No one's above it. The law is the law. Like, if I, say for example, I sped through a speed restriction in real life in a train, I probably would be fired. So I don't want to hear, here's the thing. If I see you comment that, you're either going to get the pin of shame, or I'm just going to delete it.
Stepford Connect service to Llyn by the Sea. The next station is Leighton
Because it's not
Stepford
worth my
Road.
time trying to, you know, reason, because you're just gonna, this happens this could happen every time, but it probably doesn't. But it's the speed restriction. I mean, if you have a problem with it, then talk with the creators of the game. Talk with the people who are supervisors in the game. They'll explain the same thing. Anyways, after that rant, after that rant, we're obviously almost 5.5. We are 5.5, 6 minutes late, but with the speed restriction,
From the platform edge.
that's not really much we can do. Now, we don't need a train that spawns here and immediately hits the thing. We don't need that.
We will shortly be arriving at Leighton Stepford Road. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
That's way too close to trigger, by the way, in my opinion. That's way too close to trigger that AWS. But they may have had nowhere else to put it, though, just because of where the
Westercoast, Millcastle,
depot comes in.
Westwyvern, Northshore, and Llyn by the Sea. This train is formed of 5 coaches.
With us being a 5-carriage train, we are going to the end of the platform.
This is Leighton Stepford Road.
No, but
This train is for Llyn by the Sea. The next station is Leighton City.
okay. Unless someone looked
Welcome
over
on
the
board
track.
the Stepford Connect service to Llyn by the Sea.
I'm going to platform 1. 2, excuse me.
We
Unless
will
they
shortly
went
be
over 1.
arriving at Leighton City. Change here for services to Leighton West. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Or they despawned. Oh, no. They went in right here. That's probably the train.
Leighton Stepford Road.
That's a double 801. That doesn't sound like an 801. That's definitely a 220 or a 221. Oh no, that's a that's that other train.
Welcome on board the Stepford Express service to
Where's the number? Where's
Stepford
the number?
Central.
That's like, I can't remember what that's called. That's that other train
Station is Edgemead.
that I didn't even decide to buy because what's the point in it? Like, before the long trains came out, I only drove more or less the HST or the Class 43 for Express. Now, next stop being Edgemead. We are over halfway done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more stops to go. We are 12 stops. We just finished our 12th stop of the journey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Welcome
11,
on
12.
board the
Yep.
Stepford
18
Connect
stops in total,
service
including the
to
terminating
Llyn
ones.
by the Sea. We will be calling at
60.
Edgemead, Westercoast, Millcastle, Westwyvern, Northshore, and Llyn by the Sea. The next station is Edgemead.
Let's travel. That red dash is just the speed, the current speed limit. And with it being basically, if it's 125, that's the highest speed it is. That's the highest track speed. We will have to drop it down to 60 soon. We will be going into on platform 1. I do know that. We are going to be going in on platform 1. At least I think. Nope, 2. I lied. Never mind. I'm so the old Edgemead, the old way they ran every train through platform 1 and had 2 as terminating. I think.
Edgemead.
Yeah, it was 2
Change
terminating.
here for
Huh.
services to
I thought we were going on
Rayleigh
1
Bay.
to keep the express train on
Please
2.
mind the gap between the train and the platform.
So they didn't have to slow down. That'd make more sense. You have the train stopping, this stopping train at going on platform 1, and if it stops, go on 2. But if it still goes through, you still go past platform 2. That makes more sense to me than having a stopping train on the main line. And what I mean is these 2 tracks here. The track I'm on and the track to my right. This is the main line. This cuts off to platform 1. I'd actually rather have this. I mean, it kind of makes sense because I think that goes up to Rayleigh Bay. That part goes up to Rayleigh Bay. I guess that makes sense. But I still would put trains coming in on 1 here. Like trains that are stopping on 1 wherever they're coming from, and the trains that are going past Edgemead stay on the main line, so they don't have to slow down. That just makes more sense to me than anything else.
Westercoast.
It's my opinion. It just makes more sense. Now, we're not stopping at Famir. No, we are not stopping at Famir. We're actually passing this station. I think Stepford Central to Llyn stops at Famir. This station right here. Famir. I think that's what it's called. But we're not stopping here. That's why we're still on the main line. We didn't cut off. We're still on the main line. Now that signal gives it a little bit more here. But yeah, Over halfway done. We're halfway done with our run. Oh no! Please tell me. Please tell me. It's taking a little while to load everything in. I guess. I'm not sure. But this is a big thing. We did not get despawned. That would be tragic. That would be devastating if we got despawned. Thankfully, though, the next stop being Westercoast.
Millcastle, Westwyvern,
There's a depot just
Northshore,
right before it.
and Llyn by the sea.
Oh no!
This train is formed of 5 coaches.
Dang it. I wasn't paying attention. That's my bad. I was too busy dozing off and being on my own rant. But we're at Westercoast right now. There's a depot just like right here.
This train
Like
is
in
for
this little part
Llyn by
right
the
here.
sea.
About
The
halfway
next
after
station
Famere
is
and between Famere and Westercoast.
Millcastle.
There's a depot there, which if we did get despawned, we could just spawn there and continue the journey. Yeah, effectively. But yeah, as I stated earlier, by the way, we are going to be going off the main line on this one. Route 54.
Welcome on board.
It does,
this
yeah. I
Stepford
have
Connect
driven that one.
service
54 is
Llyn by
pretty
the sea.
balanced. Some
The
of them
next
have
station
the.
is
If you're really on a
Millcastle.
point grind, Waterline is the best way to go. If you're on getting points, if you want to get a bunch of points, go Waterline. We are going to be heading off on the spur. Or not the spur, the side. We're going to head through one at Millcastle. I do know that for sure. That is always here. This is Millcastle Racecourse. But I do know at this section we do jump off the main line track, and come off here. So this is the race course. I think it's a horse track. That's what it looks like. Actually, when I did my Westwyvern run here, that was one of the most common.
We will shortly be arriving at Millcastle. Please mind the gap between the
I'm
train
gonna turn into
and the
squirrel
platform.
like this sometimes. Oh my god. No. With that being said,
Calling at
I just realized
Northshore,
it's gonna be a while.
and Llyn by the sea. This train is formed of 5 coaches.
Did they even have trains lined up to stop here yet on 2 and 3 of Millcastle? I don't even know, because I know before there was no train ever stopped at 2 and 3. No train ever stopped at 2 and 3 for Millcastle, and I still think that's true. The old Millcastle, the platform, the thing literally set up here, no train stops. I think it's like something like along the lines of no train stop at these 2 platforms. And there wasn't there was just the white line here. They didn't have any of the stuff in the middle. It was just the 2 white lines marking the edge of the platform. Good old times from the old stations. I do remember a lot of the old stations. Well, I started playing SCR through I started playing SCR back in 2018, I think. Yeah, I started playing SCR when there was the old stations. I mean, heck, I played SCR when the driver color was blue. Dispatchers were green. I think it was green. Guards were still yellow at the time, I think. I can't remember. But I think at the time it was when the driver team wasn't red. Yeah, this team right here, the drivers wasn't red. The dispatchers was not orange. I do strictly remember that being a thing. Like before all the new stuff. And then obviously when I got my own rank up in the SCR group to where I am now as a guard, everything's the way it is now. I thought it said we dropped to 50. Oh! We move over. I forgot we do. Our new limit's 110. I didn't even... It said 50 right there. Well, you weren't... If you weren't changing tracks, that makes sense, because if you're going into the terminating of Westwyvern.
We will shortly be arriving at Westwyvern. Please
But they
mind
probably
the
should
gap
have done like a
between the
110
train and the
as
platform.
well if you were staying on the main line. Probably should have done a 110 if you were moving over to stay on the main line. My personal opinion, they should do that.
This is West
Because if this was real life,
by the sea. The
and I'm
next
basically
station
driving like it is. I always do in public service. Private, that's a different story. No, if I ever do private service stuff with a good amount of people, I'll try and keep the ranks as how they are normally. With signalers being signalers, drivers being drivers, guards being guards, dispatchers being dispatchers, yada yada yada. Are we going over?
Welcome on board
Yes,
this
we are.
Stepford Connect service to Llyn by the sea. We will be calling at Northshore and Llyn by the sea. The next
2 more
station
stops.
is Northshore.
We are already 47 minutes in. Oh my gosh. We are 47 minutes in. But quite frankly honest with you, we probably would have been the same if we were at the there already. We're 47 minutes in. The next stop after is Starry Lock, but we don't stop at Starry Lock. I think if I was doing Central to Llyn, we do stop at Starry Lock. Willow to Llyn, no. My shoulder. What the heck? Sorry. Making up some good ground. We actually made up some time. I'm actually pretty impressed by that. We made up time. We made up time on the run. We were, what, 6 minutes down? But we made up a bit of time. We were at, what, almost 8 minutes down or something like that?
Northshore. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Oh, I thought that said 60. I'll have to go back through and take a look at that, but I thought that said 60, not 50. But even then, we're going to be stopping here anyway, so it doesn't matter. It only matters when we're done with this, when we depart from the station.
Service to Llyn by the sea. Calling at Llyn by the sea.
But yeah, I always put timestamps of with every
5
station in there,
coaches.
just in case if anyone does actually want to if anyone does want to skip through the video and just take a look at what certain stations I stop at, go for it. I don't care.
Northshore.
You're the one watching it.
This
I'm the one
train
making
is
and
for
posting it.
Llyn by the sea. The next station is
Some people
Llyn by the sea.
I feel like some people, they fail to forget that you're just a viewer. You decide to watch the video because you want to. I do this because I want to do this. I didn't have to, but I do this because I want to, and it's nice. It takes a lot of, even though I can stress at times trying to actually get stuff set up. It just takes my mind off of a lot of other things and just allows me to be on cruise control at times. And just do what I do best. Be myself. Play games. You can't really ask for much more than that. not a big difference. Um, yeah, I want to be myself, play games. We'll probably be playing some different games in the future, like I said before, whether that be on Roblox, whether that be on Steam or whatnot. Steam being the nice hub for PC gamers. We're heading over to the right side. I think platforms 8 to 11, I think, or 7 to 11. It's either 6, 7, or 8 to 11. But this is the connect. This is the connect lines up and down Llyn. The other two are express. At least from my experience, anyway. I've always had down this way. I've always had up this way. Yeah. See, these two are express for down the line and up the line fast, and these two are connect slow. That's
Will shortly be arriving at Llyn by the
that's
Sea.
how they differentiate.
Please
Down
mind
the
the
line,
gap
up the line fast, or
between
down
the
the line,
train
up the line
and the
slow.
platform.
We're
This
going
train
in on
terminates
platform 7.
here. All change, please.
Yep. So the big number you see on the top of the that you can see on top of that, it tells you which platform you're going on. Platform 7. Like if we were going to platform 9 right here, if we were going, you know, if we were wanting to get to 10, 11, or 8, we'd have to be on that right track. But we're coming in on 7, which is just straight ahead right here. Llyn by the Sea, our final stop.
The train now approaching platform 0 terminates here.
Express.
This train is the service from Stepford Central.
He's completing his, or he or she, they are completing their journey too, because they came from Stepford Central, which Express only has the longest trip to Stepford Central. Yeah, and if you want to get to Willowfield from Express, from all the way up here, you'd have to take an express train from Llyn by the Sea all the way to Stepford Central, and then jump on a
Llyn
connect
by
train
the
from Central to
This
Willowfield.
train terminates here. All change, please.
Now then,
Thank you for travelling with us today.
as what the announcer just said, thank you for traveling with us today. That's the end of the route. I hope you all have a wonderful day. We did have that one spad there at Coxly, but outside of that, Class 444, Willowfield to Llyn by the Sea. This is going to be a very, very long video. Wish everyone well. Have a great day. I am out.